Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Game On. This is the Sports Morning Espresso Shot. I'm your host, Will, from Game On. No cricket from sportsfix.locals.com today. He just didn't have momentum to debate college football with me. The playoffs, who should be in, should be out. I guess we're going to have to save that for tomorrow. Now, he's not feeling good today, so we will see Crick tomorrow. Jamie should be joining the show today, though, from all the way across the pond over in Ireland. And Grass Guy might make an appearance, too. So we will see. We will see. But good morning. Happy December 1st, which for all you parents out there, you know what today is. And hopefully you didn't forget. It's Elf on the Shelf Day. It's Elf on the Shelf. And you just got to embrace it. It's a huge pain in the ass. It sounds great on day one. And then a few days in, you're scrambling around because you hopped into bed and forgot, oh, shit, I didn't move that elf. Oh, and then it feels like the longest days until Christmas is actually here and you can put that damn elf away. You know what I mean? But we're here. We're live. We're going to recap some football. We're got a lot to talk about. I mean, it was a wild weekend in the NFL. I mean, of course, we've already talked about the Thanksgiving games and Black Friday games, but we had another wild finish, an overtime finish, dramatic finish in Monday Night Football last night. We have college football games. The conference finals are set. Lane Kiffin's gone. Whole bunch of stuff to talk about there. And whatever else comes up. Let me do one thing real quick, and then we'll dive into that. I got to send Grass Guy the link. There we go. We're here. Good morning. T Marsh, good morning. Good morning, Whoopi. Good morning. Hope you guys are having a good day. It's a good day for a good day. Man, we gotta give Heavy Steps some shit. I didn't clip it out, didn't have time to clip it out, but remember him making fun of me for taking Seattle's defense to get the first touchdown in the game. That was a nice little 21 winner. Suck it, Steps. Oh, Sporting Series says my 6 survivor entries remain. Wow. Getting harder. Used Seattle and Chargers yesterday. That was a good call by you. I'm surviving in this right now. This is the only thing in Survivor I got left. It's over on the seasons that Survivor number 3. I had Chargers and Denver, and Denver tried everything possible to screw that up, but they didn't. I wonder how many people are remaining after this week. I think this coming week is the final week that we have to select 2. Then we have to select 3 teams to win each week. That is gonna get interesting. But let's see where I'm at on this thing, though. I did not do well on the points contest this week because I picked the Chiefs and the Eagles, the Chiefs did their part. They got 28 points. Can't be mad at them for that. The Eagles, on the other hand, embarrassing. But I was in first place. Okay. I'm only 10 points back of first place. We're good. Oh, look who it is. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
How you doing? Oh, I guess it's afternoon for you. Good afternoon.
That's right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and if you don't see me again, good night.
happy December 1st and happy Monday. Do you guys do Elf on the Shelf over there?
Elf on the Shelf. What's that?
Oh, what every parent hates it. Let me pull it up for you. It's this little elf. It's December 1st, so that's when the elf shows up. And he shows up the first night with a book, right? And basically you read it to your kids. And you read it to kids, and then it's basically the book summarizes that, like, hey, I'm going to be watching you, and I'm going to report back to Santa every night when you sleep, and then I'll come back, and he usually brings something, or the main thing is he's in a different spot, and so you have to move him every night, and every parent hates it because you can't just, I'm going to put him on the counter and then put him up on the tree and then put him up. No, you got to do something cool. You got to like you see him like parachuting in on these like gumdrops or something like that, right? You got to get a little creative, or at least the cool parents do that. But yeah, it's Elf on the Shelf day. We got ours set up.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Yeah, we never really went down that road. We just say, well, Santa's helpers are invisible and they're everywhere, so do with that what you will.
I like that strategy way better. I like that way better. How was your betting weekend?
So it was very up and down, which I suppose sometimes happens out there. Yeah, college football really wasn't great. NFL yesterday wasn't really quite too bad, but there are definitely improvements to be made. I've now have quite a big sample size of bets for this season, so I can now start hacking through the weeds and figuring out what's going well, what's not going so well. Spoiler alert: I don't think betting on the Raiders is such a good idea.
No,
Neither was betting on the Titans. But there were a couple of perhaps very avoidable missteps there from yesterday. Steelers and Vikings in particular. I think the evidence probably staring us right there in the face. But sure, we'll learn from it.
Yeah, there was I think I saw something like all the in the morning slate or the first slate of games, all the dogs like covered, but 2 of them and 4 of them won outright. I happened to pick the like 2 dogs that didn't cover, which
Oh
was like
man,
the Titans and the Browns. I ended up switching to the Browns, which I don't know why I did that. I did get the Panthers. I didn't bet the money line, but I did get the Panthers. I said that all week. That was one of my favorite ones. That was kind of a shocker.
yeah,
But
I got the Panthers. I was having and hawing on that for a while because it kind of looked like a disgusting pick. But I said, you know what? Give me the disgusting pick.
yeah, that's usually the right move to make. And then the favorite started. I had a bad ATS week this week. Although I did have a good Thanksgiving and Black Friday, so that wasn't too bad. And then I don't know if you caught that part of the show. Steps was making fun of me yesterday for betting these defensive touchdowns and whatnot. So I liked since Seattle's defense was going against an undrafted rookie quarterback, I expected him to make undrafted rookie quarterback mistakes, and he sure did. And I bet Seattle to his defense to get the first touchdown of the game. They got that one, so that was a nice little bought in at 5 cents on Kalshi, and that one cashed.
Oh, nice. So 20x return.
That was nice. Good morning, sir. How we doing? Uh-oh.
How we doing, guys?
Morning, Grass Guy.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Pretty okay. Once again, I'm pretty sure I woke up after Will did, despite the 8-hour time difference.
Hold on 1 second. Grass Guy, hop out, hop back in. It started right up the rip. Okay. He'll come back. Cricket texted me this morning, said he's not feeling good, so he'll be back tomorrow. So
that's a pity.
I was like, Grass Guy, what are you doing? You want to hop in with me and Jamie? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's do it. This one's funny right here. Whoa.
Yeah,
now everything,
cricket, ladies and gentlemen.
Cricket looks and sounds different. That's right. Okay, let's see. I think that's StreamYard is being really funky for me right now. We good?
You tell me. How's it sound?
You sound good. It's just it seemed like you're delayed.
I don't know what to do about that.
I know it'll catch up. Okay. We'll work around it.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. Supporting says Cricket's upset. I'm leading in the college football pick. Yeah, that's probably it. He wasn't ready for a college football debate today.
Oh, definitely not.
Well, we're gonna start off with the NFL. How was your? Did you finally turn it around, Grass Guy? Did you have a good day yesterday?
Actually, I had a good weekend. I had a real good weekend. I didn't touch much. I always just stick with football on the weekends. I didn't do any hockey or anything like that, but I went 7-1 on Saturday and 8-2 yesterday. So not bad.
Not bad at all.
Nothing big. I always ruin up one leg of a parlay somehow, but nothing big, but profitable.
Good morning, Elma. Good morning. Yeah, these controls, everything's being funky here on StreamYard on my side. I don't like it. Okay. Grass Guy, did you ever do Elf on the Shelf? Was that a thing when you had kids?
No.
You're
No, you gotta
lucky.
remember, my youngest is 24 years old. I didn't have to deal
I
with
know.
that shit.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't have anyway. That's the biggest pain in the fucking ass. I don't know how you guys do that, Will. I really don't.
Is that a new thing, Elf on the Shelf?
Like the last 10 years.
The last 10 years.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Let's see. Sporting goes, Grass Guy, throw them in a round robin times 2 instead of a parlay. We'll make more money. It's one strategy.
It is.
Or certainly be less variance at the very least. I was doing that a lot during the Major League Baseball season. I would just start pairing in 2s and 3s, and you'd get a lot less variance when it comes to needing everything to hit, but you still get pretty decent returns out of it.
Yes,
not a bad
indeed.
idea.
Good morning,
I've never
B-Mac.
played a round robin.
Good morning, B-Mac. 2 weeks in a row, everyone taking my Steelers and lost again. No more. I know. I don't know why I do this to myself.
I did it too.
Oh.
That was one of my dumb bets too. Why do I take Aaron
Well,
Rodgers with a bum fucking arm?
I will defend it because if you watch that first half, it was going about how everyone expected.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
And then it's just one play, that defensive play that they ended up getting a touchdown on, turned everything around. And sometimes when there's momentum like that, you can't stop it. That's football.
Yeah, and I suppose Aaron Rodgers having that triple wrist injury that he was playing through, it is always going to make him vulnerable to just getting absolutely taken out. Obviously, not going to imply that the Bills were deliberately targeting or anything like that, but the probabilities were definitely stacked more in favor of that happening than they would be otherwise. And once their backup quarterback went on, then I thought, oh, this is going to get ugly now. And of course, one of his first plays was to throw an interception, and from there, it's like it's all over with the shouting now, unless they can really pull something out the bag. But unfortunately, they didn't. So that may have been a stay away sign.
Yeah, and Justin Herbert's dealing with the same thing now too, which is kind of crazy. How often do you see a quarterback with like a broken wrist, on his non-throwing arm, and now we got 2 of them? It's just football's funny like that. But let's get into the games from yesterday. The standings here, things got shaken up this week. I don't know what's more shocking. Now, if New England wins tonight, we're back in the 1 seed. But there's so many things that are so shocking about this season through 13 weeks. I mean, you could say, wow, who would have ever thought New England and the Bears would be the 1 seed? Who would ever thought Kansas City is 2 games back of the wild card spot? It's just who would ever thought the Cowboys?
We kind of said something. Preseason about Kansas City maybe not doing as well this year. So that wasn't that big of a surprise. Yes, I know you have the ticket. I know.
That was me, and everyone laughed at me, and now I'm laughing.
Not me. I was with you.
Well, who's laughing now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Perfect time for this. Where's it at? Oh, I should have this queued up.
Yeah. Who's retarded now? Yeah.
Morning, Buku. How we doing, buddy? Yeah, but it's crazy, dude. It's everything's shaken up. I mean, look at this. Your 7th seed in the NFC has 9 wins. It's just wild, man. And in the AFC North, 7 wins might win you the division. That is wild. Bengals are live dogs. I mean, they're live to win that division. It's crazy. They're going to need Baltimore and the Steelers to split for them to have a chance, but they have a chance.
Very good possibility.
The Bengals have won every game in which Joe Burrow has played. Is that right?
This season?
This season.
I think so.
Let me see.
I think so. If not, he's only lost 1.
Yeah, because he got injured in week 2. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's see what they have remaining. Oh, they got the Bills.
If they get past these, if they win these next 2 weeks, which I'm not as scared of this Bills game as
they could.
Before. If they win these next 2 weeks and they're sitting with 6 wins, all they got to do is get through the Dolphins, the Cardinals, and the Browns. They're live.
Yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Exactly.
Yep. And
when
then
they get T. Higgins back.
And then they're gonna have to hope the Ravens and Steelers split, because the Ravens and Steelers play each other twice. Because they can't have the Ravens or the Steelers get to 10 wins. Because 10 wins would win it. It's gonna be interesting though. But let's hop into the games from yesterday. Let's see where we at. Niners Browns. Man, I went back and forth on this. I ended up switching my pick to take the points with the Browns. That was stupid. Props wise, I ended up hitting this pretty on the nose, but the Browns did everything they could to lose this game. They went down and scored right before the half, and everyone thinks they're going to tie it up, and I'm sitting there thinking our halftime tie is going to cash, and then the Browns go for two. Like the coach did the most stupidest things in this game. He went for two. I mean, granted they got it, but you didn't need to do that there in a weather game like that. And then two, it must be a new. I mean, I'm all for the analytical stuff, but going early in the game, going for it on 4th and 1 on your own, like 33, that's dumb. When this game, everyone knew this game was going to be a field position game, and they go for it and don't get it because they do a QB sneak with their running back who fumbles the ball.
That
doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're just glazing Shadur the whole game every time he makes a throw and stuff like that. He ended up getting injured. We don't know how severe it is, but Dylan Gabriel had to come in at the end of this game. But the Niners just cruise right along. I don't know how they keep doing it, but they do. First win for the Niners in Cleveland since 1984. How about that? Some would say they were due.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. My wife was a year old.
Did you see any of this game, Jamie?
No, I didn't. But I was on the under for this because I knew it was a weather game, and it sounded like it was just going to be an absolute mess offensively. Unfortunately, I did choose the wrong week to fade Shadur Sanders. I should have been fading him this week, not against the Las Vegas Raiders of all teams. But hey, you live and you learn. The under just about snaked under, though, so I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, what about you, Grass Guy?
I had the under in this, and I hit it by the hook.
There you go. That's
so I got lucky. Yeah.
Everyone was talking about this being a weather, and it was a weather game. But like when I was watching it on Red Zone, I'm like, it doesn't look that bad there. It looks like wet and kind of windy, but it wasn't like anything. It wasn't like when you tell me it's a weather game in Cleveland, I'm expecting it to be a downpour or snow or just sloppy and messy. It really didn't look that bad.
The wind gusts were a problem. You couldn't time that because they did kick up to like 48 to 50 miles an hour. The problem was, when was that going to happen? Was it during a kick or whatever? Maybe that's why they went for two in the beginning. You know what I mean? For that reason.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And then, hey, the Jaguars kind of shock everyone and get a nice win and cover. Everyone was making fun of me a couple weeks ago when I said, don't sleep on the Jags to come back and win that division. Everyone's like, no, if anyone's going to come back and win, it's going to be Houston, which they still can. Houston can, but the Jags are now in first place as the Colts lost yesterday, and the Jags win 25-3 over the Titans. What did Bo Nix do last night? Oh my God. You know that parlay that Steps was making fun of me because they were all doing parlays and I'm trying to find a quarterback one?
Yeah, I remember that.
My quarterback, if I picked 4 quarterbacks to throw to, I should have just stuck with 3. I picked 4 quarterbacks to throw for 250 or more yards. And the only guy that didn't get there for me was Cam Ward. Freaking bum.
I don't know why you thought he was going to get there anyway. I didn't understand that logic.
They were home. Jacksonville's defense isn't that great against the pass. I figured they'd be behind and just be chucking it around.
He chucked it around. Just didn't complete anything.
Yeah. I got the other ones were CJ Stroud is who I had. I had CJ Stroud. Yep. Who was my other guy? Jacoby Brissett, and then Bo Nix. Those 3 came through for me. Damn.
Yes, they did.
So close. But kind of another gross game. Jags Titans. I don't know what there is really to say from this one. I don't think it. I think people still don't believe in the Jags team. And for the record, I don't believe in this Jags team either. I just think with the remaining schedule, they've got a good shot to get 11 wins and win that division. And
they do. They do. Yeah. But they're one of them teams that once you think they're on a roll, they just lay a fucking stinker.
That's why when they get to the playoffs, we're going to fade
that's
them.
the problem. Yeah, exactly.
What's up, Mizzy? Over or under on Jackson Dart rushing yards? I would go
under.
Everyone's betting the under because he's supposed
Under.
to be out there protecting himself. And also, Josh Allen is like the only running back this season, I think, that has ran for a significant – I think he ran for 53 yards in that game. Other than that, the other quarterbacks have yet to put up some rushing yards on this Patriots defense.
It's true.
Didn't an NFC team win their division recently with a losing record? Yes, they did. No, it wasn't Dallas. It's the NFC South. The Bucks did it Brady's last year, and then they did it. I think they did it with Baker recently too.
Seahawks did it years ago with Pete Carroll.
Yep, they did. I remember that
7-9 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the beast mode year.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Everyone was betting the Saints against Seattle in the wild card round, and then they ended up winning that game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the year, even though they had a losing record, they made it to the NFC Championship, actually.
I think they did too. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember, but I think so.
Yeah. Sporting says, I have a ticket on Jacksonville over 9.5 wins plus 220. God, you're just pissing excellence this season.
All right.
Sporting. That's nice. Texans, though, CJ Stroud did enough. Didn't look great, but did enough. 20-16 win over the Colts. This was won by their defense, of course, but the Colts just continue. I told you, I'm not betting on a quarterback that has a fractured fibula out there.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm glad I didn't do it because the Texans not only cover, but they get the outright win 20-16. You guys have anything on this game?
I had Texans
on
money
the
line
Texans
and the spread.
Yeah, I was just Texans on the spread. Very much a team on the up against Colts, who I think our team are flagging a bit. So that ended up working out.
Yeah. That one made me nervous because everyone and their mother loved the Texans in this one. But I was like, dude, I can't.
That defensive line against someone with a broken fucking leg is not. It just doesn't add. There was no way the Texans weren't going to win that game.
Dude, Will Anderson Jr. is so good that at the end of that game, when the Colts are trying to, drive down and score and take the lead, they got 4 defensive linemen. 3 of them are on one side of the ball, and there's Will Anderson all by himself taking on 2 guys. And handling them, I might add. It's just like, God, this guy's a freak. That was pretty impressive to see. This game pissed me off. I had the Dolphins. I liked the Dolphins all week. I said that this is why you need to do, if you're going to bet the spread, bet it on an exchange market or something like that, because I could have had my Dolphins pick win at halftime because they were up 16-0. It would have been at least in the 80s because they were only laying 5. And freaking they let Shuck and the Saints come all the way back. It looks like the Saints are going for 2 to tie the game at 19. And then Shuck throws an interception, and I think Minkah Fitzpatrick returned it all the way. That's how we got them winning by 4.
Oh, jeez.
This one should have been the Dolphins should have covered this game, and they didn't, and that pissed me off. But the Saints did not look good in the first half. And then the Dolphins come out and don't look good in the second half. Gross game. Dolphins get the win. Did you guys have anything on this one?
I had Saints money line and the spread, so hit and a miss.
I stayed away from this one. I didn't like it. Good
call by you. Good morning, Wappler. How we doing? Yeah, it was a lot of gross games yesterday, man.
Especially the 9 o'clock games. My God.
No, yeah.
Or 4 o'clock games on East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one was gross too. I had the Falcons -2.5, so I was hoping they were going to pull it off. But
I tried to tell you to take the Jets, William. I tried to tell you.
I know. I just couldn't do it. The Falcons were in control most of this game. Kirk Cousins actually didn't play that bad, and Steps. I saw Bijan get the ball. Steps yesterday was like, "Well, I really want to fade Bijan. Today." Bijan had like 200 all-purpose yards and stuff. It's just poor Steps.
For sure.
I got to give him shit because he's giving me shit yesterday. But I'm pretty sure isn't Mitchell the wide receiver the Jets traded for right before the trade deadline? Got him from the Colts or something in that Sauce Gardner. Either way, since he's been there, he's been
Gardner. I don't remember.
He was a part of the deal, I think.
Okay, I think you're right. Yeah.
In that first game he was there, he got all the targets, and look at every week continues to get the targets. Had 8 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown. I think that's who we got to look at going forward. I think he's a sneaky.
Yeah.
Clearly, that's who they want to throw it to, which is crazy. Since is Garrett Wilson hurt, or did he even play?
He must be, because I didn't see him on the field once yesterday, and I watched most of that game.
Yeah, no, he didn't. I did have Breece Hall anytime touchdown. That one came through for me. So
I had that, and I took it away.
Oh,
he's one of those guys. Every time I bet on him, he don't fucking score.
Well, I'm glad you didn't bet on him because he scored. What up, Super James? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, gross game, but my Falcons to get 8 wins is not looking good now. I thought this team was about to go on a little run here. Guess not. I guess not. This game was gross. I felt bad for Beardo. He was at it, and I mean, in the first half, it looked like this was going to be just a dud of a game. It was like 3-0 midway through the second quarter. Cardinals kick a field goal at the end of the half, and then the Bucs drive down a score right before halftime to make it 10-3. Then we had a little bit more scoring in the second half, but the Cardinals come back and get the cover. I hope you had the 3 and a hook, because I think it closed Cardinals +3, but you could have got plus 3. I believe it did earlier in the week. McBride came through for me. That was a big deal.
Yes, I had him also.
Listen to this, grass guy. I put this out yesterday too. I had a touchdown parlay to win almost $3,000. I needed Breece Hall and Trey McBride, and they both got there for me. And I was like, oh my God, we have a shot. And then in the afternoon games, I needed James Cook, Lad McConkey, and Rashid Shaheed. None of them got it.
McConkey didn't get one?
I don't think he did.
I thought he did, because he's another guy that I had marked that I fucking took away, so I'm sure he did.
Maybe he did later in the game, but at that point,
I think he did.
Let's see. Oh, he did. Okay, so Lad got it for me. God, if you would have told me like those first 2 cash for me, and then I loved the 3 in the afternoon more than I loved the morning ones. And I thought James Cook was going to get there. He was getting all the workload, didn't get in, and then Seattle didn't have an offensive touchdown, which was shocking.
I know.
They couldn't get anything going, yet they won convincingly. We'll get to that game.
Convincingly.
Well, I suppose when you're getting that many defensive touchdowns, who needs offensive touchdowns?
Yeah, that's true.
This is true. Yes.
If you played in fantasy football yesterday, if you had Seattle's defense and Seattle's kicker, those two slots won you your week or your playoff week on their own, man. 5 turnovers. That was crazy. But yeah, the Bucs get a win, a much-needed win. They were on a 3-game losing streak. The Bucs turned around. They're now on top of the division, sitting at 7-5. Still need to get healthier, but the Bucs, Bucky Irving came back, got a touchdown. I'm glad whoever asked us that fantasy question yesterday, we gave him the right guy on that one. Bucky over Godwin. So that was a nice little winner. I don't know why StreamYard Juice. Garrett Wilson's on IR. Okay, that's what I thought.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Tua is 12-5 in November games. Ooh. What is he ATS, though? Because he didn't cover yesterday, so that freaking bum.
No.
The shocker of the day yesterday was the Panthers defeating the Rams outright. Every time the Panthers would score, the Rams would answer, looking like the best team in the NFL. But then the Panthers would answer right back. And I didn't think they had a chance to win this game. I really didn't. Even with them taking a lead over the Rams, I'm like the Rams are just going to come down and score. But what really helped them was that fourth quarter, it started downpouring, and it was hard for the Rams to move both teams to move the ball in that rain. But the Panthers, a nice 31-28 win over the Rams. They improved to 7-6. They get the cover and get the outright win. That would have been a nice little money line hit there. Either of you have that?
I had half at half on money line and spread.
Oh, You're living the good life.
I left it alone because Cricket had me convinced that the Rams were going to just fucking boat race them. And then when I went in and did a little diving and saw that 2 of the defensive starters were going to be out for Carolina, I'm like, you know what? He's probably right. And then when I went to click it, something said, you know what? The Panthers at home are a little too unpredictable. There's other games to bet on. I'm just going to fucking leave it. Thank God I did, because I would have got killed in that too.
I thought 10.5 was just too many points. I know the Rams were due, and I don't even want to say that the Rams had a stinker of a game. They played better than I thought, but they were due for a struggle game. But this one was actually the Panthers just showed up, which means we should probably fade them next week. I don't even know who they play.
And there was another maybe small little sign that this would be a good spot for the Panthers. The Rams are traveling over to the East Coast for what would be 10 a.m. Western time. So yeah, very much the large travel over there, and the Panthers, as we see, like they've been able to pull out big results every now and again, such as against the Packers. Mm-hmm. So yeah, one of the better underdog spots this year, I would say.
Yeah, the Panthers have been ruining a lot of survivors. They've pulling off a lot of upsets. And look at all these teams on a bye next week. The last bye week we have, they all need it. The Patriots need to get healthy.
Yes, they
Giants, do. They need it.
Niners definitely need it too.
And the Panthers, you could argue, coming off that.
We're going to need it after we kick your ass tonight.
I'm not even going to argue with that because I am nervous about that game, especially with all the upsets.
They got to drop one sooner or later. I don't think they're going to go. Just only have 2 losses for the year. I mean, obviously they're going to go deep in the playoffs and make a good run, but I just think we could at least give them a little havoc tonight, maybe.
If we weren't missing half our linemen, I would.
I know. Trust me, I'd bet on the Patriots. Actually, I would just go to Kelsey in the fourth quarter and bet on the Patriots to kick the last second field goal to win. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm glad the game's at home at least for us, but we'll get into that game here soon. But the Panthers, impressive win. Seahawks, another impressive win. Like I said, no offensive touchdown. So much for Sam Darnold revenge game. He looked like trash, but it didn't matter because the Vikings started an undrafted rookie quarterback, and he looked like one. And 26-0 win for the Seahawks. The first time the Vikings have been shut out since like 2011 or something like that.
Wow, that's a good streak.
Yeah, if I'm Max Brosner in this game, I do exactly what he did. You just kind of play loose and try to make something happen, because if you make a mistake like throwing a pick six, you're an undrafted rookie quarterback. You're expected to make those mistakes, and no one expects you to be competitive or win this game. So it really isn't that much pressure on the guy, but I just feel bad for him. He got eaten alive out there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Go ahead.
What was the closing line before the game? I remember I got the Vikings at plus 10.5, but I'm not sure if Brosmer was set up. Only 12.5.
It was 12.5. It was went down to 11.5. I think it closed 12. Either way, Seattle covered all.
Yeah, I ended up taking them with the points once I found out they were starting that undrafted rookie. I'm like, he's going to get crushed out there.
Yeah, against.
Yeah, I wonder what the fair spread should have been for that. Like, I wonder is 12.5 really anywhere near fair there? Like, we saw some absolutely crazy lines last season. The Giants, I think, were plus 18 to, it might have been the Ravens. I wonder, given the circumstances of the rookie quarterback, would a similar line have been fair there last night, or am I being a bit too harsh?
No, I'm pretty sure once they announced that guy was starting, that's why it moved up 2 points or 2.5 points. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But I guess nobody expected the Vikings just not to score at all.
Especially when their defense actually played well. They, like I said, they held Seattle to no offensive touchdowns.
Right.
Oh, wait. No, I think the running back ran one.
No. They did have one offensive
touchdown. Yeah, Charbonnet ran one in. That's right.
Because he was another one I had. Yep.
Yeah.
I threw him out yesterday in the contest.
4 sacks for Seattle's defense. And then, of course, 5 turnovers. Just a hell of a day for them.
Mm-hmm.
Good win, though. Good win for the Seahawks. I mean, all you had to tell me was not only are you starting an undrafted rookie quarterback, his first start is on the road in Seattle. Not an easy place to play, especially against that defense. That place,
never has
that
been.
Defense gets rolling. That place gets so loud.
Yep.
Yeah,
Them
and I
and
remember
Arrowhead,
earlier
right?
on.
The loudest stadiums going, I think.
Yeah, them in Kansas City.
Yep.
And Will, I remember earlier on the season, you were saying that you're generally looking to fade any situation where you've got rookie quarterbacks, especially on the road. So, yeah, in retrospect, that was a pretty obvious spot there.
Yeah, it's when if you go back the last like even just 10 years, rookie quarterbacks in the month of because we used to not see rookie quarterbacks start. It was rare, and now everyone starts at rookie quarterback. If you just faded them, if you faded them in September, you did really well, especially if they had a rookie head coach with them too. So if you had a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach, I don't think one of those have covered a spread since they're like maybe 1 in like 25 or something like that. It's some crazy stat. So good spot there to fade a rookie QB. Although Shadur Sanders in his first start broke that streak, so it does happen.
Yeah,
it does happen.
But then again, it was against the Raiders.
Yeah, it's true too. You got to
Good
give
point.
the opponent.
I do remember Barnes was saying, I brought this up before, but just to reiterate it, that he was not really looking at being on anything for Raiders, Browns, but he'd heard a lot of sharps were on the Raiders, not because they particularly liked the Raiders, but because they thought that Sanders was going to be terrible. Well, I suppose
And he was. He had a QBR of 8.
Yeah, and, indeed. But unfortunately, it's still the Raiders. Probably would have been a spot where you'd have more confidence if it were against a team that were even 2 or 3 wins better over the course of the year.
Mm-hmm. Played against Seattle's D in both games. Give me an effing break. God, that sucks, dude.
Damn.
That sucks.
Call that a bad beat.
A game we all lost on. Bills get a 26-7 win. This is a tale of two halves. The Steelers are up 7-3 at the half. They did what the Steelers do at home. They made turnovers. Once again, it cashes. If Dalton Kincaid doesn't play or is not on the field,
yes,
Josh Allen throws an interception, and he did it again yesterday.
That's right.
And then, like I said, I had James Cook to score a touchdown. He had 32 carries, 144 yards just on the ground alone. Caught a couple as well. Just couldn't actually punch it in, which I was shocked.
Nope. I was shocked too. I thought he would have a couple of them. I actually went in about an hour before kickoff and took the under in this, put a 2-unit play on that. So I did hit that, but I did have the Steelers +3. And obviously that didn't even come close. I don't, like I said, once halftime came, I'm thinking about like, what the hell was I thinking? He can't even hand the fucking ball off right. What was I thinking? I guess I just think I don't want to say I'm biased against the Bills missing the playoffs, but I guess I was kind of silently rooting for them to lose. This way they could be out too. Because if we have no Mahomes and no Allen and no Jackson, let's have some different teams in there and let's really shake it up and have a good time. I guess I was kind of thinking that in my head, you know. Plus, Tomlin usually wins in these spots when he has to get to a winning record also. And that was my other thought process.
Well, I mean, the Bills, on top of all their injuries, they were missing their 2 starting tackles.
Yes.
So it's like, and you're going to go into Pittsburgh on the road.
Pretty fucking good, though, without those 2 tackles, didn't he?
I know. It's crazy. I still would have taken the Steelers. If I had to bet it again today, I would still take the Steelers. They're just a tale of two. Once the Bills got that defensive touchdown to start off the second half, they just kept the momentum rolling.
That was it. I'm going to grab a refill. Be right back.
Okay. On top of Rodgers getting injured and whatnot, but good win there.
Yeah.
I did have
in retrospect, I would have stayed off the Steelers in this game. Not sure if I would have taken the Bills, but when I look back at it, there definitely was a non-trivial probability that Rodgers would just get taken out. And at the event of that happening, it was always going to be very ugly for the Steelers from there on in.
Yep. I had a teaser. I teased Seattle down. I teased the Broncos to where they just needed to win, and my other leg was Steelers +10. So I was just like rooting in the second half for the Steelers to score and bring it within the 10, so at least I could cash my teaser. That did not happen. Ugh, gross.
Ugh, indeed.
Another gross game. Chargers get a 31-14 win over the Raiders. The Raiders are so bad. They are so bad. I mean, great second half there by the Chargers, putting up 24 points in the second half. They eventually got going, but it's not like Justin Herbert played all that well. Justin Herbert had to lead the game, and we got freaking Trey Lance in there for a drive, and then Herbert came back. But I mean, you see Geno led the game in passing yards with 165. Herbert's supposed to be doing a minor surgery on his left hand this morning. Apparently he broke some bones or something in there where they're going to have to go in and clean it up. But we'll have to keep an eye on this Chargers team. But coming off the bye and getting to play the Raiders, pretty good spot for the Chargers. I didn't think they would cover the 10, and sure as shit they did.
And I was in the under for this one, unfortunately, but it snaked over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost was commenting on that. He was saying that the Chargers, they just went and scored a totally pointless touchdown at the end.
Yep. I mean, that's football for you, but I don't know why I didn't think of for my touchdown parlay to put Brock Bowers in there.
I left him out too.
In one of my fantasy leagues, I have Bowers and Trey McBride, and I just play one in the tight end spot and one in the flex because I don't really have a good wide receiver to put in the flex. And I'm like, there's no wide receiver that I have that's better than these two guys. And it's been working out.
Just to think, if the Raiders didn't get that win over the Patriots on week 1, they would have been level with the Titans. That would be that stage 1 and 11.
I know that the Titans, was it the Raiders they beat, or was it the Cardinals? It was the Cardinals, right?
It was the Cardinals. Yeah, Cardinals. An absolutely farcical game.
Yeah, I remember. The Raiders beat the Titans. I know the Raiders beat the Titans. I still don't know which team is worse because they're both so bad. So bad.
That's a good question. I think the Raiders organization might be worse, as bad as the Titans are.
I think the Raiders are worse because they have more veterans on their team and they're still playing like shit. Like a bunch of young guys on Tennessee. You know, you can kind of explain it away.
I would be inclined to say the Raiders are a little bit better because they have been in a lot of spots where they should have won, but they let it slip. Whereas the Titans, there haven't really been many games where you thought to yourself they could have won it. And the one win they did get was due to an absolute comedy of errors from Arizona at both ends of the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
they could easily have been 0-12.
Yeah. And the Sunday night game, we had some drama. Broncos win 27-26. I was watching this game on the couch, and I was watching the Commanders drive down to get ready to kick the field goal to take it to overtime. I missed overtime. I fell asleep. My wife woke me up after the game was over. Did you see the end of this, Grass Guy?
No. I fell asleep at halftime. We had such a crazy weekend, and I fell asleep at halftime. I had the under in this game, and it went to fucking overtime, so I lost that.
Yeah, apparently. And I'm guessing you didn't see it, Jamie, because this was like early when this game's playing, right, for you?
I could have stayed up and watched it, but I was kind of tired. And after the kind of middle side of games, I was kind of winding down anyway. I was on the Commanders and to have the spread and the money line, and I was also on the over. So 2 hits of the miss there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least they covered for you on the spread. And they had a chance to win it. You can't, with an underdog like that, having a chance to, they went for 2 at the end of the game. But I'm more shocked that the Broncos, so they went down and drove down, got a touchdown in overtime. I can't believe this Broncos defense let the Commanders score a touchdown on them in overtime.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, though. I don't know if there was some controversial stuff.
I think it was a long pass play to McLaurin that set him up, if I'm not mistaken. I think I heard it this morning.
Let's see. Yeah, Scary Terry got a touchdown, and then they failed the 2-point. But 11 plays, 65-yard drive. I would not expect that from this Broncos defense. Granted, it was overtime. Could have been a little gassed out there. But shout out to RJ Harvey. I was looking at him. I actually ended up betting Cortland Sutton to score 2 touchdowns, not RJ Harvey, because I saw a guy. He needed, you know how online on X they post like, this guy just needs so-and-so to score a touchdown to cash a 12-gram parlay or whatever. He only needed Cortland Sutton left. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to bet Sutton touchdown and 2 touchdowns just because why not? And when he got that touchdown in the first half, I was like, oh my God, I just need Sutton to get 1 more in the second half. did not get there, but he did get a lot of targets and whatnot. But shout out to that guy, cashed his $12,000. That's cool. I love seeing.
Now, I was slightly annoyed that the Commanders, they went for the 2-pointer and didn't get it, because if they had gone for the 1-pointer and it had tied, because of the way Polymarket resolves its contracts, if the money line would have gone to 50-50. So I actually would have I think it would have been around double what I originally put in.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of wish they would have. I respect them not going for the tie, because who wants to tie, especially when you have a losing record. But it would have helped the Patriots in the standings at least. They would still be technically the 1 seed and not have to worry about winning tonight. But so be it. Speaking of that, we have a game tonight. Giants and the Patriots. I still can't believe this line is 7. I think you can go.
What do you mean by that?
I've been saying it all week. I just don't think the Patriots should be 7-point favorites over the Giants. And then when Dart got ruled in, this line still didn't dip below. I think it should be below. I think it should be like New England -6.5. And the fact that the books are leaving at 7 makes me. I can't get past the fact that we have our 2 best offensive linemen out. It's like. Granted, the Giants can't stop the run, so everyone and their mother is going to be on Travion Henderson tonight over his rushing yards, which I don't think is a bad play. A lot of people like Jackson Dart under his rushing yards because there's a lot of emphasis, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, Grass Guy, that they are putting Dart out there to develop him, not to like try to. Not saying they don't want to win a game, but they want him to get reps. But they're trying to really emphasize with him: protect yourself, don't do anything extra.
Yeah, I think they're getting away from the design runs for him because he hasn't learned how to slide, and we don't want him to turn into another fucking Tua. So yeah.
I disagree with Beardo. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Oh, I was gonna say I disagree with Beardo. He's like, I don't want them playing Dart. Just sit him the rest of the season. I go, he needs. These are valuable.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you need reps with your young QB. But
even though he's missing most of his starting core, no Scatterboo, no Neighbors, they still have to get him in there. They have to.
Yeah, this is huge for development and whatnot. So
yes, yeah, it's not like there's one game left. If there was one game left, I could see it, but no.
Yeah, I'll probably. I was waiting to see what this line does all week. I'll probably take the points with the Giants in this one. I do think.
I have a feeling they're going to keep it here because they want equal money on both sides. Because I don't think the books knows what's going to happen with this game. It's just my opinion. Yeah,
I kind of like if you're looking at a Better Day put out a really good same game parlay that I kind of like. Let me pull it up real quick. They have Jackson Dart under 29.5 rushing yards, Drake May under 244.5 passing yards, Giants plus 7.5, and Travion Henderson over 63.5 rushing yards. I don't dislike any of those. I might just bet them all individually, though.
The only thing that worries me about Henderson's rushing yards is since they fired a defensive coordinator, I think they might change it a little bit. But the reason why they're so bad at the run is because they have too many pass rushers on the outside, and the middle's fucking wide open, and that's why they run so much. Right between the fucking tackles, no problem. If they could change that and stop putting 4 pass rushers out there on fucking first down, maybe we can stop some runs.
Yeah. That's true. The saying, does a bear shit in the woods and is water wet? Here's a new one. If the Pats are playing, is Will nervous? I feel like every time I'm nervous, I have reason to be. I know it's the Giants, but I mean, we don't have a good offensive line, and our 2 best offensive linemen on the same side of the line, which is Drake May's blind side, which the Giants have a great pass rush, right? They can't stop the run, but they can get to the quarterback. I have a reason to be nervous, I think.
See, I don't, because you had success for fucking decades, and now and they went on a little lull when everything changed and Brady left and all that shit.
But 6 long years, Grass Guy. It's been 6 long years.
Don't give me that shit. 6 years. Fuck that. No. I don't want to hear that shit, Will. No fucking way. You can't. If they get the first, second seed, if they get second round of the playoffs, how could you be upset? You should be just enjoying this. There should be no nerves whatsoever. That's just my opinion. You do what you want.
I can enjoy it and still be nervous.
Nervous of what? You should just be happy that they're beyond the rebuilding. They got back sooner than you thought they would. They got the good coach in place, and you guys are going to be good for a while again. So you shouldn't even be worrying about this. That's just my opinion.
Because we're having such a good season, I can't believe it. We're sitting here against a Giants team that we should beat, and if we have a shot at going to the Super Bowl, we need the 1 seed. And I could just see something stupid happening in this game to let us drop.
I don't know if you need the 1 seed. Your guys are great on the road.
I feel better with a first round bye is what I'm getting at. More so
of course you would. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, that's not so much about getting home field. It's more about getting that first round bye, not having to have Kansas City come to New England because we got the 2 seed.
And they'll beat their ass because Kansas City sucks.
Yeah, still don't want to play Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
No, of course you don't. I completely understand that. Jamie, what do you think? You think he's overreacting or what?
I think he's reacting just about right because what I'm seeing here, interestingly, is that the Giants, they're 2-10 on the season, but against the spread, they're 7-5. A lot of that is influenced by them being able to get into very good positions, but just not being able to see it out down the stretch. They did it against the Broncos. They did it there against the Lions. And even against the Packers there, I believe, like the Giants, they're not a bad team, but they're like a reverse Chiefs this season relative to how the Chiefs were a couple of seasons. Really good at staying in there with a fighting chance, but just not quite being able to get it over the line. And the Patriots this season, they're 7-5 against the spread, I think. Let me check that. 7-4-1. And they're a team which, like, you've seen them be up against the ropes a few times, like the Bengals were able to have a real go at them, but once again, they're good at just being able to get shit done down the stretch. And I can see this as very much being a squeaky bum time kind of game, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, that's all down to coaching. It comes down to coaching.
Although heading into a bye, good spot for the Patriots, and same with the Giants. They're heading into a bye too. I hope the Patriots win 28-10 tonight, and then I don't have to sweat this game, and you guys get to make fun of me tomorrow for sweating this game. But I'm really sweaty this morning. That's all I'm going to say. Grass Guy, if I'd said the line was 7.5, and I forced you to pick a side, which side would you take? Would you lay it with New England, or would you take the points with the Giants?
If I had to pick a side.
Had to.
That's tough.
That's what I'm saying.
I can see him losing by 3 all the time. I don't know. That's really tough. I'm not taking a side on this game no matter what. You can make the Giants plus 15. I'm not taking a side. So I'm going to decide on over, under, and a couple props. I will not take a side in this game.
Well, the way I've been picking the spread this week, I should probably just switch my pick and lay it with New England. I'm like what, 5-6 ATS. No, I'm 6-9 ATS this week. That is gross. Ugh. I've been on such a.
I'm just wondering if the Giants changed their defensive scheme because of the new coach this week. That's the only thing why I'm worried about Trevion's.
How much can you change in 1 week? You know, if they were going to change something, I think they would do it this next week when they have a bye. You know.
They got to do something to stop that run. Like they said, they're having nightmares about Trevion. They got to figure it out. Yeah, I think you make minor adjustments, but I think the time to change things is during this upcoming bye week. But I think the main thing they're focused on is playing the Pats.
No, I would say that about any team. You know, usually the bye week is when you make those adjustments, and it's a losing season already. So maybe they're like, "What the hell? We'll change it now because who cares? We're already eliminated."
They need some momentum going into next season because once everybody's healthy again, if they can get the right coaching staff in place and get these guys in a positive attitude, they might be able to do something next year. Who knows?
If you could give the Giants head coach and the GM and the owner some truth serum, would they say they would love to lose this game by 3 because you played competitive, but you still lost, so you get a better draft pick?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think we're too early yet. I think if we're in week 16, maybe I'd say that, but I think we're too early for that.
You know what also makes me nervous? Look at that. 0-7 on the road this year, the Giants are. That means they're due, Grass Guy.
They're like 0-57 in the last couple of years on the road, so I don't want to hear that.
That is true. I guess I shouldn't be too nervous about
They're the opposite of the New York Rangers.
Oh, the Patriots, sharp action on them. 54% of the bets, 52% of the money on the Patriots. That makes me feel good because it's not like 50 and 80% of the money or something like that. I bet you everyone's on the under in this game, huh? Oh no, sharp action, big money on the over 46.5 with 62% of the money on the over.
That line has not budged either.
That is interesting. Rough week for me in spreads too. Will 5 and 10 gross. Yeah, I know. It was just all these dogs covered, and yet the ones that I picked didn't cover.
Yeah.
Except for the Panthers. I guess I can hang my hat on that one.
Question for you guys. So, Jameis Winston, of course, was playing a quarterback last week for the Giants, and he was able to get some scores up, keep games closer than we would have expected, including that Giants game where a lot of people are expecting, or the game against the Lions where a lot of people are expecting the Giants to get blown out. How differently would you expect the game to play out now that Jackson Dart is going to be playing instead of Jameis Winston, beyond what you said about him potentially being protected from the rush a bit more?
Maybe I lost a little bit of that. Can you please repeat that last sentence?
So how differently would you expect the game to play out, given that it's no longer Jameis Winston playing and that it'll be Jackson Dart now, other than what you'd already said already about him potentially not rushing very much?
Yeah, no, he's not. I'm still trying to understand the question so I can answer this properly. You think what's the difference between Jameis being in there and Jackson Dart being in there? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, Jameis feels like he can make every throw. So he will put the ball in bad situations, unfortunately, where Dart will not do that. I haven't seen him really do that. He is smart. He will throw the ball away. Jameis Winston is he's like a Jay Cutler who used to play for the Bears and a couple other teams. He just thinks he can make every single throw, and he'll put the Giants in danger eventually, like he did a couple weeks ago where he threw the interception in the end zone. So, I mean, that's the difference. Even though Jackson is a rookie, he will play smarter. He won't play as loose when he throws the ball. So I think we'll protect it a little better. We may not have a turnover, hopefully, tonight. I think that's the difference between those two.
Jameis could throw a pick six, and you know that he's still going to come out there and try to throw that ball down the field again. Whereas a rookie quarterback throws a pick six, we don't know yet. We don't know how Dart's going to react to that. You know, like he'll probably, like most quarterbacks, get a little tighter and not try to go for those big plays again. Where with Jameis, he doesn't care if he throws 3 pick sixes. He's still going to try to throw 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, this is true.
Which is why everyone loves him. Dart, I think you're right. They're not going to have designed runs for Dart, but doesn't mean that guy can't scramble. So that's the other thing is
he'll scramble if he's in trouble. Yeah, but they're not going to design a run for him. I don't think. If they do, they're stupid. I think that's why they got rid of Dabo first. To be honest with you, I think he was getting him killed out there.
You did, Coco. You did tell us good morning. Just came by to say I told you so. Go Bills. That's right. That was a nice win.
She did.
You know what? I've changed my mind. The Pats are winning tonight. I'm not even worried. Not even worried. The Pats are going to win. It's the Giants are 2-10 or whatever the hell their record is. Screw them. I can't even fake it.
I can't wait to see Eli tonight because it's Giants Patriots, so you should have some good videos of some old time memories in the Super Bowl.
Just another little angle here. I'm looking at Jackson Dart's games this season. Those include 2 wins, one against the Eagles, one against the Chargers. A loss by quite a bit against the Saints, but then again, that was highlighted as a letdown spot because it was a first game of the road as a rookie quarterback. Mm-hmm. Kept it very close against the Broncos. I didn't watch that game. I don't know to what extent that was due to poor defense from the Giants or to what extent Dart.
That was Dart. Dart got injured and came out of the game, and Russell Wilson came in and kind of blew it.
Say no more. Okay, I'm actually getting a bit more bullish on the Giants here tonight. Lost pretty heavily to the Eagles, but then again, that was a bit of a revenge spot if you believe there's an edge in that. So a bit of plausible deniability there. Lost pretty handily to the 49ers and then lost to the Bears, but kept it within the spread, I believe. The more I look at it, I think it is plausible that Jackson Dart keeps it at the very least close, even if the Patriots eventually win.
Yeah, well, you do know that Broncos game, they were winning that game 22-8 with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and fucking blew it, right?
Indeed. Like they got into a really good position.
They were playing 15 yards off the receivers. It was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, they got into a really, really good position with Dart starting, and as you were saying, it all went to shite after he went off.
Kraska, I want to get your opinion on this before we watch this play.
Yeah.
You brought up the Patriots and the Giants and those Super Bowls.
Mhm.
This might shock you. I actually think Eli Manning is deserving to be a Hall of Famer and it's not because he won 2 Super Bowls. It's because I feel like to be a Hall of Famer, you have to have like, what did you contribute to the game? Can you tell the league history without mentioning you being that player? And you can't really tell the story of the NFL for the last 20 years and not mention Eli Manning because of who he beat in those Super Bowls.
Right.
Because he beat Tom Brady and the Patriots. He beat that undefeated team. Obviously, the other players making those ridiculous catches, of course.
Yes.
But, I mean, one of them was a great ball to Mario Manningham down the sideline by Eli.
Oh my God, yeah. Yes.
So I if you're telling me, if you go based off my theory of you got to be able to tell the story of the league, you definitely have to have Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame.
I would say that particularly, maybe not just because of those 2 Super Bowls, but how he got there.
Yeah.
On the road, beating Brett Favre in 10-degree weather. On the road, beating Tony Romo in Dallas. On the road, beating Aaron Rodgers in 10-degree weather. Like that is those games, I think, is what solidified that.
Yeah, because
I mean, if you look at his history, I think.
You look at his stats, what, he's 1 win above 500, right? He's no one that, like, when you're saying, oh, if I had to build an all-time great team, Eli Manning's never in the conversation of who you would want as your starting quarterback.
Yeah, but if you want to go there, Will, then let's go back to Joe Namath. If he doesn't win that Super Bowl against the Colts, you think he's a Hall of Famer? No fucking way. He was a mediocre quarterback at best.
Exactly, and I think it's more so of who he beat. The fact he beat Tom Brady in those Patriots.
Yeah, so I agree.
Yeah.
And he did play like 200 straight games until our fucking coach screwed him and sat him.
Yeah, that is impressive too. Speaking of impressive, did you see this catch yesterday?
I did not.
This was Odell Beckham-esque.
Well, I think that was a problem.
Yeah, and he just put it in the perfect spot too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys are wearing gloves, I'm not that impressed, to be honest. I still think it's impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What else do we have? I don't have anything to say on this one. I will stay for tomorrow, get Crick's opinion on it, but I'll get your guys' opinion on the Lane Kiffin news. What's your guys' take?
I have a question on that. So, did the LSU administration say you cannot coach in the college football playoff if we hire you? Because why isn't he not coaching Ole Miss the rest of the season?
The report is he wanted to tell LSU, yes, I will come be your next head coach, but I want to finish the playoffs, and LSU was okay with it. It was Ole Miss who said no.
Why?
They're afraid. The reasoning is they're afraid that if he coaches them for the next month and coaches them in the playoffs, that he's going to poach all those players and bring them over to LSU anyways, or the ones that he wants. But he's going to do that anyway, so it doesn't really make any sense to me.
I don't understand why he left there. It made no sense. If they were going to match his offer, I just think it's. I never liked the guy to begin with. Now I really can't fucking stand him. So
I don't listen. I understand the theory of stay in Ole Miss because you can win 9 wins a year and be a god there, and that you go to LSU and now you have to win within the next 2 to 3 years because that's the expectation at LSU. But I understand going to LSU. I get it. I'm not shocked that he goes there because it is LSU. It is the best available coaching job in the country this season. So
okay, but you shouldn't be able to make a decision until after the fucking season. That's what
I agree. I agree. I 100% agree with that. I think he should be coaching. In the
I feel bad for the kids at Ole Miss. It's ridiculous.
If a bunch of players
that program like that, you're going to be in the playoff. You got a shot at the national championship, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm jumping ship. Fuck off. I don't like it personally.
He did bring some of his coaching staff with him. Apparently he told them, if you're not on that plane with me, you're not coming. So some of his coaching staff did leave, which they got paid very well too. That was part of the deal. But I do think if we don't see a bunch of players leave before the playoff game, which I don't know, I could see why you would, because LSU might be like, hey, we've got some NIL money for you, an extra few $100,000 here if you leave and don't play in that game, because what happens if you get hurt? Ryan made this point yesterday. It was really good. But you would think these kids would want to play in the playoffs since none of them ever been in the playoff. If we don't see a bunch of players leaving Ole Miss, I think I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on Ole Miss to win the title, because that would be hilarious.
It would be.
That would be the football gods having a sense of humor, you know?
That's actually not a bad idea on Calci, because even if they get to the semifinal, you're going to make money.
Yeah. And we'll have to see how they play out in the bracket too.
Like I said, this is ruining college football. If
players don't leave and the committee downgrades Ole Miss and gives them a worse seed because Lane Kiffin left, I'm
hopping on with you if that happens.
That's so stupid. Like, just because the coach is gone, the coach who wasn't even calling the plays, just because he's gone doesn't mean that they should be downgraded in their rankings. I don't think it's still the same players out there playing. You know,
I agree. What do you think?
They have a whole month to get used to whoever is going to be the head coach for the game and whatnot. So
yeah, that's right. Because they're not in the SEC championship game. So
yeah. So we'll see. But let's go to that while we got a little bit more time here. Let's go to
let's see what Jamie thinks about this.
Oh yeah, Jamie, what do you think?
I haven't really been following it. I have seen stuff in other sports where a manager or a coach is going to be going to another team, and his current employer finds out about it and they just sack him on the spot. It happened very notably before the 2018 World Cup when Spain's manager was going to go to Real Madrid, and when they got wind of it, they binned him and they got it in another person instead to manage Spain for the World Cup. I didn't understand why they did it. They didn't want to mess around with someone playing for them who's going somewhere afterwards. But on the other hand, it is college football. A lot of these players are very young, so it's not really, possibly not the same as doing this at NFL level.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
But we do have the conference game set. We don't have to get into this too much, but they should just get rid of the conference championships. They should.
No.
Kreska, we got a number one, and I've never seen a number one and number two ranked team matchup with less hype, because it means nothing other than who's going to get the number one overall seed.
That's going to be a hell of a fucking game. Doesn't matter.
No, it is, but I mean, we're not. It doesn't matter. It's like both these teams are in. What's very interesting is if Duke upsets Virginia, they're not guaranteed to get into the playoff. The ACC champ is not guaranteed. I looked this up. It's the top 5 conference champions are guaranteed a spot. So someone out of the if Tulane ends up winning this game and they're ranked higher in the official rankings, if they're ranked higher than Duke, then they get in over the ACC champ.
See, I don't think if we only have a Power 4, it shouldn't be top 5 conferences to get in then.
Well, that's how they get the little guy in.
I know.
Yeah.
So we can guarantee a blowout in the first round.
Well, everyone's talking about, because apparently you can do this. Like the ACC, if they had the balls, they could kick Duke out of this game and say you're 7-5, you're not playing for the conference championship, and put Miami in there because all of them tied.
They can do that.
They can do that. It's been done before in the Big Ten, but they don't have the stones to do it. Everyone's complaining that Duke gets in over all these other teams. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know why people are freaking out, because it sounds like, oh my God, how are you putting this bum ass team with 5 losses in there going up against the 18th ranked 10-2 Virginia team? Look at the spread. Virginia is only a 2.5 point favorite. If this was such a mismatch, this should be a 10 point or more line, and it's not. So it's like both these teams are bums. I don't know why we're freaking out about it. The ACC just sucks all around.
How the hell did? All right, I must have missed something. How's Duke in the ACC championship game?
It comes down to all the tiebreakers, and somehow they got the tiebreakers.
Jesus, I actually wouldn't be surprised if Virginia boat races them.
There was like 6 teams, I think, in the ACC that all finished with 6-2 ACC record. Somehow Duke won that tiebreaker scenario. I do not like this either. Although I'm not too worried about it because I was talking over on over on Sports Wars. Jeremy joined in on there with me and Ryan for a little bit, and he was talking about this. It sucks that you're Alabama this week because you have to play. You're going to get penalized for playing an extra game if you lose. Although Alabama has the best win in college football this season up to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Indiana could beat Ohio State, and that'd be the best win. But Alabama went to Georgia and beat Georgia. I mean, there's nothing more impressive than that, I don't think.
Yeah.
But Alabama, if they lose, now if they lose a close game, I think Alabama should be in. But if Georgia, which Georgia hasn't done, they haven't pulled away from anyone. But if Georgia blows them out by a couple scores, Alabama's kicked out. And this is the problem with college football right now in these conference championships. You would much rather be Ole Miss right now. Not playing in the
you get in no matter what. Not playing.
You're in.
Yep.
You're in. Whereas if Ole Miss was in here playing Georgia and they lose again to Georgia, they're probably out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't like these teams being penalized for playing in their championship. Now, there's two sides of that. Alabama has a chance. If they win this game, they could get a first round bye. You know, they might squeak into that 4th seed.
They're probably going to win this game.
They didn't look good last week. They seem.
I know they didn't, but they always in this spot. They always seem to take out Georgia, and I'm so sick of seeing these two in the SEC championship game. It seems like it's been every year for a fucking decade or more. It sucks.
Bama can't lose. They out with 3 losses. This is where the 3-loss argument. I think I agree. Like Texas with 3 losses, I don't think should be in. But if you have 3 losses because you played a conference title game, I don't think we should view that as 3 losses. If you have 3 losses during your regular season schedule, that's what we should look at. Not because you played in a title game. Does that make sense?
I can get on board with that.
Like we should like when it comes to the rankings and stuff after the conference championships, we should just obviously you look at the champions, rank them accordingly. But the loser of that, it's like you should just look at the regular season and just be like, that was a 10-2 Bama team.
Yeah, I would agree. What do you think, Jamie?
Well, I actually am curious as to why there are only 12 teams that go through to the College Football Championship playoffs. I'm curious why it wouldn't be like 16 or 32, because it sounds like
changed it to 12. Just changed it to 12. It used to be 4.
Yeah, it used to be 4.
Oh my.
Yeah, just until what, 2 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have thought
it used to just be 2.
Right. There was no playoff. It was the 2 best teams in the nation, and that was a shitstorm, especially when you had 3 undefeated teams at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I would have thought that with so many teams competing out there, that with so few teams going through, like are lost in the wrong spot and you're kind of done already. Like if now, of course, I'm thinking out loud here, but I would have thought if you like 16 to 32 teams, you'd have a lot of live players in till the very end. Whereas it seems a lot of the games now towards the end of the season, it's like you can win and all, but you're not going to get into the championship. So I'm curious about that.
I think it should be 18, because then you can have during the Army Navy week, you can have 2 play-in games. So you'll have the this is how you reward the little guys that everyone doesn't want to actually see in there. You have them go up against whoever the 14th, 15th ranked team is. They play. So you'd be playing like this. It'd be like a Michigan or a USC playing against like a Tulane or something like that. The winners of those 2 games get in, and then we have a 16-team bracket. I think 18 would be great.
Yeah, I can see the argument for that, certainly.
Yeah,
because then you give the little guy their shot, you know, and they get their shot against someone that they might be actually be able to beat. Whereas the little guy now gets to go like Tulane gets in, they'll be the 12 seed and they probably get to play Texas Tech. You know, it's like good luck.
Yeah, that game will be over at halftime.
and it's at Tech. You know what I mean? It's like, no.
Yeah.
Whereas Tulane would get to play like USC, and they would totally have a chance to, maybe win that game at USC.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'd be okay with that, but here's the thing, and Cricket's going to kick the wall if he's listening. But if you're going to do that, have those 2 playoff games on Friday night. You got to keep the Army-Navy game by itself.
Oh, no. Yeah. I said during that week. It doesn't have to be the same day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. During that way, everyone still has enough time to rest up and whatnot for the 4 weeks that would be the college football playoff.
It's not a bad idea. I just no matter how you slice it, you're going to have a blowout or 2. I think in the first round. I just don't think there's any way to avoid it if you want to let these little guys in. The other thing we were talking about with cricket last week was why don't we just make a national championship for the Power 4 and then make another one for the rest? Is that going too far?
No, but it gets dicey at that point, and
that's what I'm thinking too.
It gets a little messy. I think I'd rather have like my scenario where I said there's a play in, like you have a chance to prove yourself, but we're not guaranteeing that they get into the actual field of 16.
Yeah,
we did have some upsets though this week in college football. Texas defeating A&M was a big one. If you look at A&M, they and I've been following them along all season. They're a good team, but they're not great. They were definitely not the 3rd best team in the country because they've beaten all the bottom SEC teams. They had a really favorable schedule. They didn't have to play Georgia. They didn't have to play an Ole Miss.
It's true.
They got lucky here because take this loss here and then you don't have to play in the SEC championship. Because had they played Georgia in the ACC championship or in the SEC championship, could have been bad. I think
could have been.
Let's see some of the other ones.
So A&M's still going to get in, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 11-1. They're in. They're probably going to be like a 6-7 seed.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this week because we get to argue. Listen, there are so many good 10-2 teams.
Yes.
That I think this is the year you have to punish Notre Dame for not being in a conference.
I agree. They lost to Miami outright. I agree.
Yes. And I don't think Miami is a playoff team, but I think if we're looking both 10-2 head to head, they're close enough in the rankings. I think that should matter, although I think the committee's going to put Notre Dame in. But here's what I did. Going into this weekend, Notre Dame was minus 3,000 to make the playoffs. After we started seeing some of these upsets and chaos and what was unfolding on Saturday before Notre Dame played, Notre Dame dropped in the betting markets to minus 650. Ooh. So I ran over to Kalshi because the Kalshi markets hadn't moved yet. And I got Notre Dame at 11 cents to miss the playoffs. And now they're hovering around like 20 cents.
Ooh.
It keeps going up and down, but like they are not a guaranteed lock to get in like everyone thinks they are. No. I think there is an argument to leave them out because they don't their best win, Grass Guy, their best win on paper, if you're looking at ranked wins, is USC. That's their best win. And I don't want to hear that they're blowing everyone out and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter.
Well, they were. That's true. But
you're playing the bottom of the league. And that A&M loss that they had looks worse now because A&M, if you actually look at, they lost to Texas, right? And if you look at who A&M has actually beat, it's bottom tier SEC teams. This is the bottom half.
I know.
So
you're right.
Steps is going to pound his chest, and he's mad at me because I'm telling him Notre Dame should be out.
I know, and I feel bad for him too, but I'm sorry. If they would have beat Miami, it would have been different.
Beat Miami or beat A&M or, hey, play in a conference. You know what I mean? Like
that's the thing that pisses me off. If they're not going to play in a conference, at least go out and play some good teams in the regular season.
Yeah, go through an SEC schedule, No,
it doesn't even have to be that. Go play.
Well, I'm just saying, like
go play Texas. Go play. Schedule a couple of good fucking games and give yourself some quality wins, so you have at least a fight, a dog in the fight. I'm sorry.
Well,
that's the way I look at it.
I think 10-2 Oklahoma is better than Notre Dame. I think
Oklahoma would beat Notre Dame.
I think a 10-2 Vanderbilt should be in over a 10-2 Notre Dame because of what they had to go through.
I would love to see that game, Vanderbilt Notre Dame. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm. But betting
against Vanderbilt has not been profitable this season.
Yeah, you don't do that.
You don't bet against them. I didn't have the heart to tell Cricket. I took Vanderbilt on the money line. I didn't even tell him.
Oh man, this is exactly the shit we got to hear. Yeah, because if we're wrong, we want to know.
Yeah.
Megatron, Indiana's not winning. Shut up.
Notre Dame is in trouble this week, though. If BYU somehow does win the Big 12, that hurts Notre Dame. I don't think they will. But and then if Virginia wins, Virginia's in. They'll be 11-2. It's Notre Dame. The reason why they're ahead and actually in is because the committee says they're not close enough in the rankings to Miami to factor in the head-to-head. But if some things play out this next weekend, that Miami and Notre Dame are going to be right there neck and neck, and you're going to have to consider head-to-head at some point.
At some point, isn't that always considered?
I would, but everyone's telling me I hope Notre Dame doesn't get in, so I cash my bet.
Well, of course.
If they do get in, I can't wait to bet against them.
I don't know if I can still see them winning a couple games in the playoff. They're not a slouch, without a doubt. It's just that I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know. It's going to be interesting how
if Notre Dame gets paired up against Oklahoma, who you taking?
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
depending on the spread, but Oklahoma probably. Their defense is really good. That would probably be an under game. And
Oklahoma, great defense, gives them a month off to get healthy. Mateer needs it, but Mateer is a very competent quarterback out there. He was a Heisman favorite at one point this season.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he had injured, come back. He came back in a rough part of their season.
Yeah.
But like I think I'm gonna.
That was my one loss on Saturday. I had Oklahoma covering that spread.
Yeah, it was a gross game. He made some mistakes. But what I'm going to be looking at, depending on how the bracket plays out, I think I'm going to have a ticket on Oklahoma to win the whole thing.
I can't blame you, depending on what they're going to be at, because you could probably make money no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, so for people out there betting this, when I say that I'm going to be taking them to win the whole thing, it will be, of course, on a prediction market, and I'm just looking at who can make the semis. So then I have an opportunity. Do I want to sell out now, or do I want to ride this wave or sell out part of my winnings and whatnot? But Oklahoma has the defense to win a national title, and I think with a month off, that only helps them to get healthier, because they did look like one of the best teams in the country early in the season before Mateer got hurt.
100% agree.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about being able to sell out your position when it goes up a certain amount. You can hedge on a regular bookmaker, but you're forced to enter at market and absorb their vig. But when you want to cash out at Oklahoma if they reach the semis, the great thing is you can just set the limit order. There's probably going to be a fair bit of market interest in buying in on Oklahoma. So, yeah, you get a bit of value there.
Yeah, the other thing too is if I buy like 1,000 shares of Oklahoma to win the whole thing, and they make it to the semis, I could sell 500 of those shares. I don't got to sell the whole thing.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
We'll see. I think I've been big on Oregon this year, but I do think they're a little fraudulent, and that's probably a team. It's sad. I hate to say this, but that's a team I'm probably going to fade in the playoffs.
Yeah, I had been thinking about taking them against Washington, but I ended up staying away from that game.
A lot of people don't realize this game right here is bigger than a lot of the games that were played this weekend. These two teams hate each other.
Yes.
People think that WSU and UW is a big rivalry. It does not compare to Oregon and Washington. That was a big game.
Yes. Yes, it was. We got somebody on the YouTube side here, Will, that thinks Bama can still get in if they lose. What do you think?
I think it has to be close. One-score game. Both teams look good.
You don't think an outcome of another game would decide whether Bama gets in or not? Like if somebody else wins or loses, depending on...
No, it's the committee. You never know what they're going to do. We'll see where Bama ranks tomorrow. But I think if it's a one-score game, or if it's tied in the fourth quarter and Georgia player just makes a ridiculous play and they win, I think both teams get in.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's just me, but we've seen the committee. There'll be the argument of a 3-loss team, but I don't think you should count the loss in the SEC title, especially with the the wins that Bama has this year. Like I said, they have the best win in the country so far.
I know. I just
But
fucking
you
hate
could,
them. I don't want
you
them
could
in.
also say, like, hey, well, don't lose to Florida State week 1. And I hear that. I get that. That still is a big game. And if you punish Bama for scheduling Florida State and going down there and playing, although we see Florida State's not the team we thought they were, or we thought they were going to be, but that's still in the moment a big game. It's like when Oregon went to Penn State and won at Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
After the fact, it doesn't look as good, but in the moment, that was still the biggest game of the weekend. It was a great win, hostile environment. Like, you can't take out the nerves and the the expectations at the time. So if you kick Bama out because they lose an SEC title game because they were forced to play an extra game, you kick them out of the playoff. Texas and Alabama aren't going to schedule Ohio State and Florida State anymore, and that hurts college football, I think.
You might be right about that. You might be right. So if Bama gets in, is Georgia out? If Bama wins?
No, because Georgia would be 11-2.
See what I mean? We still have discrepancy here. So
I don't think you kick out an 11-2 SEC team.
No, I agree, but I mean, I don't know.
But you could make the argument like, well, they lost to Bama twice. You know what I mean? You could.
Right. I just wonder if the outcome of that game decides whether Notre Dame gets in or not.
If
know what
Bama
I mean?
loses, that will be the argument, Notre Dame or Alabama. And I'd be like, well, let's look at Alabama's strength of schedule and their wins, their ranked wins compared to Notre Dame's ranked wins.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't compare.
It's going to be fun. We're going to argue like crazy.
That's what they want, though. That's what they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Well, gentlemen, I do have to wrap up because I got to get ready for work and whatnot. But thank you for joining me this morning. This was fun. I love talking football on a Monday.
Yeah, cheers. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
No Crick's Corner this afternoon. Oh, we got to raid someone, though. That's a new thing this
No,
year.
I guess not. I haven't heard from him, so.
Well, he said he texted me and said he's going to cancel it today. He's not feeling good, and he just wants to rest up today and come back 100% tomorrow.
Okay. He didn't let his co-host know, though.
I know. What a bum. Who should we raid? Let's see. Just looking at the slate here. Packers Total Access is an account on here. I couldn't just cover one team. I don't know how people do it. I mean, more power. I can only talk about one team for so long.
I would agree.
Let's go to a gamer. Let's find a gamer. Let's see this guy. B2Z Gaming. Let's raid this, huh? Let's see. Raid this guy. Looks like I don't know, what is his Arc Raiders? The new Arc Raiders he's doing?
I don't know. So you can just raid anyone you want, huh?
Yep, anyone on Rumble that's live.
That's awesome.
I need a little bit more energy from you, my man. You need to do it like Pudge does it. Pudge gets all excited.
Yeah, he does.
Does a backflip.
I wonder if it's still setting in that he's getting raided.
Look at that, Miss Leslie. I haven't even played Arc Raiders yet. I know. I'm a closet gamer nerd. I just never have time to play games.
He's realized. He's like, no,
I think he's got it.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, there's a new feature this month. You got to, in the creator program, you got to raid five streams, I guess.
Oh, you have to?
To stay in the program.
Well, that's kind of cool. Share the love, move people around. That's not a bad idea.
Miss Leslie said, dude, it's great. I hear it's great. I want to get into it, Miss Leslie. I do. But I spend all my time with my kids or this damn show. I don't even have time to do my uncensored pharmacist shit that I want to do.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, yes. That's right.
It's coming. I'm going to make a commitment I'm going to do some here in December, but I'm going to make a commitment at the beginning of the year to have at least a consistent schedule with it, even if it's only once a week. So
Right.
I mainly want to create videos for it and do like one live stream a week. But ideally, I would love to do 2 live streams. But part of it too is I hate talking about healthcare.
I don't blame
that
you.
shit all day. I'm like,
I
this,
don't
I'm
blame
ready to talk
you.
about sports, man. Fuck this healthcare. I hate this industry, even though I'm in it.
I suppose you could fit in a few uncensored pharmacist live streams if you go down to 3 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem.
Yeah,
the only
enough,
time
man.
I have a chance,
you're young enough. You're good.
the only time
You
I
don't need
have a
sleep
chance
yet.
to do it, the only time I have a chance to do it is on the weekends. But it's football season, so no, I'm talking sports on the weekend because that's the thing that I hate about the sports channels that I enjoy watching. They're the classic like Monday through Friday. It's like your ESPN, Fox, whatever. No one does weekend stuff, so that's why I love doing the weekends because that's when the games are going on. That's when you want to hear from people that you enjoy listening to talk about sports. And so that's why I do that. But the only time I have time to do it would be at night after the kids go to bed. 1, I'm exhausted after the day. 2, I got to get up early and do the show. And 3, I got to hang out with the missus or else she'll kill me. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
that's
she
our
will.
only, we get like 1 hour on the couch and I usually fall asleep and she gets mad at me anyways, but
But at least you're there.
yes. So we'll see, but I am going to do something with that. That's going to be a goal of mine for 2026.
Sounds good.
Stream your gaming as your premium hours. Ooh, that's what I should do. And then I got to set everything back up in here. But yeah, I used to do that actually a little bit. I did do some stream. She can play Ark with you. My wife's not a gamer. My wife is not a gamer. Anyways, good show. Thank you, gentlemen. Everyone, have a good day. Hope you cash some bets today. I'll be in here nervous tomorrow talking about my Patriots, especially if we lose. Season's over. Go Giants.
I just want a competitive game. If they lose, they lose. I don't care.
You get a better draft pick if they lose. Anyways, you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow morning.
All right, guys.
We'll be back bright and early, 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But until then,
Good luck.
Good gambling.
and game on.
Take it easy, Jamie.